Do you know, the Godfather's most powerful transformation happens not when the bullets fly, but in the silence right before and right after. One brief moment of silence rewrites the entire movie. We are talking about one transformation that happened inside a small Italian restaurant in the Bronx. That one beat of silence changed Michael Corleone, the Corleone family, and cinema forever. Before we get into this scene, let's have a quick rundown of the movie. Puzo wrote the novel The Godfather, and Francis Ford Coppola turned it into a visual masterpiece in 1972. The core of this movie is the rise, or we must say, fall, of Michael Corleone. In this 3-hour-long movie, we all saw the family drama, business, and criminal side of the Corleone family. The heart of this family is Michael, who went through a journey of transformation in this movie. And ultimately, he turned from this man—
That's my family, Kay. It's not me.
—to this.
But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again. Ever.
The Corleones are one of the 5 families controlling organized crime in post-war America. At the head sits Don Vito Corleone, a man of immense power, respect, and quiet authority. When you hear the word criminals, you immediately think of dark-hearted people who should be punished for their crimes. But in the very beginning of the movie, we saw the moral ambiguity of this family that gave us another perspective of the criminal world.
I believe in America. America has made my fortune.
A man came to Vito to ask for help. 2 boys tortured his daughter. He went to the police. The criminals were arrested, but then their punishment was suspended. Vito assured him that he would give him justice by making those boys suffer as his daughter had. The audience immediately started respecting Vito and his family after this morally ambiguous decision. But then we saw Vito subtly mentioning future favors. This instantly told us that Vito's business is full of shady and dark deals. Inside this world are his sons, Sonny, the hot-headed heir apparent, Fredo, the weaker middle brother, and Michael, intelligent, a former Marine, and detached from his family's business. In his first scene, we saw him as an honest, loyal, educated war hero who is an outsider in his family. Fall of Corleone.
What's with all the new faces? We don't need them now. After the hospital thing, Sonny got mad. We hit Bruno Titalia 4 o'clock this morning.
34 minutes into the movie, and we saw the main conflict of it. It began when Sollozzo, a rising narcotics dealer, approached Don Vito with a request for financial backing. Unexpectedly, Vito refused, claiming it is against their moral values. That one refusal ignited a war. Sollozzo retaliated by attempting to assassinate Don Vito. The Don barely survived, and suddenly the entire Corleone family spiraled into chaos. For the first time, Michael is pulled back into the family circle, not as a gangster, but as a concerned son. He ran into a vacant and gray hospital to meet his father. This scene is a mixture of wide and close-up shots. A melancholic song is in the background, mirroring the pain of Michael. As a son, his heart was bleeding for his father, and he was willing to do everything for him.
Man, they're coming here to kill him. You understand? Now help me, please.
He is still vulnerable, wanting to keep his distance from his family's business, but he is also realizing that his family needs him. The fear in his eyes, the close shots of his face, and the music in the background tell us how difficult it must be for Michael to see his father and family in pain. Throughout the night, he protected his father from assassins. Later on, in the family meeting, all members sat down to discuss what to do with Sollozzo. Hete, Michael said something unexpected.
Then I'll kill them both.
In this whole scene, Michael remained quiet, calm, and collected. But the scenes following this one show the vulnerability of Michael.
What's the matter, the trigger too tight?
Clemenza was teaching him how to murder 2 people. Here we could see Michael's reluctance and vulnerability.
Oh, my ears.
So none of us thought that he would actually want to do this. There was still a hope for Michael. He was an insider in his family now, but still honest, intelligent, and a war hero. But then, that classical transformation scene came. That moment. It was set in a public place, a restaurant. Sollozzo and a police captain were sitting at the table, laughing carelessly and waiting for Michael. They were confident that this Ivy League graduate, the outsider of his family, would never kill them.
No attempts on my father's life.
What guarantees can I give you, Mike? I am the hunted one.
The conversation between Michael and Sollozzo was captured at the eye level of the characters. The camera zoomed in on their faces, capturing every change in the expressions and tone. The cinematography is dark and depressing. Dim lighting and shadows portray that something sinister is going to happen in the scene. It started with the confident and arrogant attitude of Sollozzo, who was treating Michael as a kid and thinking of him as an easy target.
You think too much of me, kid.
Michael was frustrated, silent, and taking deep breaths in response to his arrogance. Initially, the camera was taking the close-up shots of Michael, but in these 4 to 6 seconds of silence, the camera was capturing his face from a distance. This created a foreshadowing of what is coming next. The new Michael is gradually distancing himself from his old self. The silence started with the voices of waitresses moving into the restaurant and heavy breaths of Michael. But in the last second of silence, we heard a faint voice of a train in the background.
I have to go to the bathroom.
These moments of silence were full of frustration and disappointment. It seemed like Michael wasn't initially planning to kill Sollozzo, but his arrogant attitude told him that he had to kill him to protect his family. This silence was followed by Michael asking for permission to go to the washroom. It was the first instruction of Clemenza. We already know that Michael is supposed to go to the toilet. In the washroom, he would find the gun. He had to take it, came out of the toilet, and instantly killed Sollozzo and McCluskey. So, when he went into the toilet, the tension and anticipation were at their peak. The sound of the train was intoxicating by this moment. The whole bathroom scene was filmed in slow motion. Sollozzo and McCluskey were eating Italian food outside and waiting for Michael. In the bathroom, Michael was anxiously trying to find the gun. His movements were frantic, showing that he is panicking now. The anticipated sound effects, Michael's frantic body language, and the delay in the scene make the audience wonder whether there would be a gun behind the toilet tank. As they started worrying for the life of Michael, he retrieved the gun from its place. Then, again, came the moment of anticipation and silence. The train was moving in the background. We couldn't see the face of Michael, but we could see him getting his hands through his hair and pausing for a second before leaving the bathroom. As he stepped in front of Sollozzo and McCluskey, the camera remained on his shoulder. The tension was at its peak here. According to Clemenza's instructions, Michael was supposed to start firing on them. When we didn't see the face of Michael here, we all subconsciously waited for the shooting. But instead, Michael calmly sat on the seat. He paused for a moment, and we all could see his innocent and reluctant face before he moved towards Sollozzo. All his movements were now slow and calculated. This delay and reluctance gave the audience hope that Michael would keep his innocence sustained. There might not be any violence here. As soon as Michael sat, Sollozzo started speaking Italian. Coppola never gave any subtitles of what he was saying. Instead, he focused the camera on Michael's face, how his eyes were darting in different directions, how he wasn't giving any importance to Sollozzo's words. As seconds were passing, the sound of the train was getting louder. Michael was sitting there, his eye movements telling us he was contemplating his next action. He was hesitant and knew how his next action would change his life forever. The camera remained on the face of Michael, and the audience could see his eyes darkening with every second. Train's voice was at its peak, indicating that Michael was making his final decision. Then, in a background, there was the sound of the braking of the elevated train, and then the crash bang. Just like the train, Michael's innocence and old life went into fumes. The reluctant Michael had turned into a cold and calculating man. To emphasize this transformation, Michael paused after killing both of them. He was looking at his victims dying, standing there like a statue for a moment. This pause and that shadow on the face of Michael sealed his fate. It foreshadowed that he had stepped into the morally ambiguous world of his family business, and he would be the next Don. This silence and pause was the moment of realization. Michael and audience had accepted the fate. Here, Coppola had masterfully used the silence as a weapon to showcase the death of Michael's innocence in this scene. What are your thoughts about it? Do share with me in the comment section.